Hey guys, how's it going? Captain Foley here with you guys to just kind of hang out and chat and talk. Had a good little chat with you last night, which started out as a walk and then turned into just a hangout, which is cool. So hopefully we can do that again and have some fun. So welcome guys. Make sure you hit the like button when you get here. Just click that like button. Am I early? You're right on time because I just started 43 seconds ago. So make sure you hit the like button, guys. Devin Larson, hey Cap, how's it going? Um, let's see here. Channel. And today we're not talking about anything specific. We're just going to hang out and chat with you guys. So if you have any questions, anything you'd like to ask, anything you want to know, anything you want me to talk about or rant about, this is the proper venue for that. So let me know, guys. Let me know. Um, yeah, I don't really have anywhere to set this stuff down. Yeah, Devin, I think you were second. Not fast enough. That's okay. DGR Blue 4 is here. I made it. Hey, DGR, how's it going? I know we've got to play some VR again soon. I don't know if you guys saw, but I pre-ordered my and paid for my Star Wars Squadrons game today. So I'm excited about that, getting that for the VR for the PlayStation 4. So that should be pretty awesome. And hopefully it's as good as I expect it to be. And I loved Will's suggestion in our chat, ENG09, as he's known in the game, that whenever I play Starfleet or Star Trek Bridge Crew, um, our squadron is Squadron Bridge Crew, which I think is great. It's a great name. So, Jaeger class review, please. Nick, yes, at some point I will. I have done a Jaeger class review of the Eaglemoss Jaeger class ship. So if you want to get your Jaeger fix, there's where you go. And mailbag banner. There was a really interesting comment on the Kazon video, so I wanted to see something along the lines of Trekyards redesigns. Wanted to know your thoughts on that idea since I've heard Sam's. It's the same as Sam's. We've talked about doing that before. We always have good ideas for redesigning ships, what we would do, what would make it a little bit better. The problem is, for a show like that, we'd want to actually show you guys what we're talking about on screen by using a 3D modeling program. Samuel doesn't make 3D models, he just animates them. So we would need some 3D modelers on board for that show, which can be difficult. They're pretty busy. And, you know, it's a great idea for a show. Unfortunately, as you guys know, because this is like our main source of revenue, we need to publish videos that we know will generate income, either good views and or do lives where we get super chats and stuff. Speaking of which, if you guys super chat, I'd really appreciate it. But if we hit our Patreon goals of like $1,000 a month or $1,500 a month or whatever, then we would have more flexibility to experiment with different shows. We do have a bunch of different shows that we'd like to do, and we've wanted to do for a few years now, but we need to make sure that we have the income and the revenue coming in. So there's that aspect of it, unfortunately. So it is what it is. If we can, we will. But yeah, it's a good idea for a show. I really like that. DGR Blue 4 are going to get on the Squadrons game soon. Yeah, man. Go pre-order it. Get it ready. The lighting in here kind of blows. I wonder if I should go get my filming light from the other room. I thought the lighting in here was a little bit better. Sadly, it is not. Let me know. What do you guys think? Is the lighting, it's kind of too harsh on the one side? I don't know. Nick Dunny, where do you think they'll take season 2 of Star Trek Picard? Will we see Patrick Stewart back in Starfleet, or will they continue with the independent crew? Well, I don't think he'll be back in Starfleet. He doesn't want to wear a Starfleet uniform again, he said. So As for the lighting, it's all right, I guess. Well, that's a fucking ringing endorsement. Thank you very much. Now you're making me self-conscious that I need to go get another light. But yeah, I think he'll stick with the independent crew. What their adventure is going to be, I have no goddamn clue. Nicholas Warner, as I recall, the Jaeger class didn't have much screen time or footage, though the DS9 tech manual laid some of the basic stats. Yep. Lighting is fine. You look like a professor in the library. Well, I should get my pipe, my Sherlock Holmes pipe. My Sherlock Holmes stuff's all over there. All the way over there. See? Sherlock Holmes stuff. And these ones. Whoa. It's not very sturdy. I don't like that. It'll be fine. Got a little pug lying on the floor over there, looking at me all sad. She's like, why are you spending time with other people and not with me? That's how she rolls. She's just all pissy. Whatever. Hopefully the phone doesn't fall. I'm not the best judge of room lighting personally. Where did you get a shirt like that? Well, Richard, this is the ops station on the Enterprise D. This I got through one of the Loot Crate mission crates, the Star Trek mission crates. I've done unboxings of each of them, so if you want to look them up, Trekyards mission crate unboxing, just type that into the search bar, you'll find them. Lots of good stuff in them, and not as much as there probably should have been, but this was one of the excellent ones. The shirt got a lot of compliments on this shirt, so I really do like this one. King Triumph, hey Captain, I don't really like the independent crew in Picard. LOL, I'm too used to the Enterprise crew. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the crew in Picard either. Pickard. You know what I should do? I should actually move. Hold on a second. Just got me set up in front of some of the Star Trek books here, but I think I'm gonna move over here where I've got some. That'll be better lighting. That's the main thing I'm getting at. And there we go. So that should be better lighting now. Okay, so Charles, $2, had to watch a CBS All Access ad to see you. Really? That's actually kind of funny. Was it worth it? I know it's just to see me, so it's not might not be worth it. Come here, Pug. Come on. I know you want to come up here. Come on. Come here. Come on. Come on. Come on. Nope, not up there. Not up there. The Pug is being silly. I wanted to show you guys some new things that arrived. I just got the Sherlock Holmes Book of Self-Defense, or School of Self-Defense, The Manly Art of Baritsu, which is basically unarmed fighting. It also has single stick in here as well. So basically how to counteract. It's actually pretty interesting. It's actually a martial art, and how to attack or defend against an unarmed opponent. How to escape when attacked from the rear. Sounds kind of dirty. How to escape when seized by an item of apparel. Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff in here. Defense against an unarmed opponent. Anyway, yeah. Use of the stout stick, so like a walking cane or whatever. Use of a short stick or umbrella. How to throw and hold a man upon the ground. So, good little book if you're a Sherlock Holmes fan. I had to pick this up thanks to my daughter Selena, who saw it and knew that I was a Holmes fan and showed it to me. And I'm like, oh my God, I gotta own that. So I ordered it off of Amazon. So that is that. And yesterday, we were out at Indigo, which is, well, Chapters. It's a bookstore here in Canada. And I got the new Dayton Ward book, The Agents of Influence. It's a original series story. For years, Starfleet intelligence agents have carried out undercover assignments deep within the Klingon Empire. Surgically altered and rigorously trained in Klingon culture, they operate in plain sight and without any direct support, while gathering information and infiltrating the highest levels of Imperial power. Their actions have given Starfleet valuable insights into the inner workings of Klingon government and its relentless military apparatus. After 3 of Starfleet's longest-serving agents fear exposure, they initiate emergency evacuation procedures. Their planned rendezvous with the USS Endeavour goes awry, threatening to reveal their activities and the damaging intelligence they've collected during their mission. Tasked by Starfleet to salvage the botched rescue attempt, Captain James T. Kirk and the crew of the Starship Enterprise must discover the truth behind a secret weapon experiment while avoiding an interstellar incident with the potential to ignite a war between the Federation and one of its oldest adversaries. I'm excited for this. Dayton Ward, I don't know him well. He is on my Facebook, and I've talked to him a few times. And I knew this was coming out. I was excited for this. I love anything TOS, and so this is one of the latest books to add to the library here. So I'm looking forward to it. It sounds like a good read. Klingon agents, well, human agents, undercover on Kronos, surgically altered to look Klingon. I love that. I love that. It ties in with the FASA kind of stuff. So, Skyview Aerial Imaging. Hey, what's your pug's name? My pug's name is Precious. Precious the pug. Yeah, you know I'm saying your name. Alexis Hall, Cap, I'm new to following your channel, and I don't know how much, if any, you've done discussing the resources tech available to Section 31 throughout the whole Trek universe, or the Trekverse. Could you cover that a bit? Come on. Well, we don't have the best views of Section 31 here on this channel, but it is something that would be interesting to cover. I know they've done it with, they've mentioned it, obviously, in Deep Space Nine. That's where it was a genesis of it, and then it filtered on down to Enterprise, and now it's just fucking everywhere. So it'd be interesting to see, and especially with Discovery, so early on, they have these stealth ships and all this. It'd be interesting to see exactly what their tech is like, and that would be an interesting idea for a video. So yes, this is something that we would probably cover. So Nick Dunny, is season 3 of Discovery set further in the future than Picard? Yes, it's still like 900 years ahead of Picard. Well, no, it's 800 years ahead of Picard. 850 years. 750 years? Yeah, 750 years before Picard-ish. Charles, I could not imagine getting in a fight nowadays. Last time I was doing some boxing training, even with headgear, I got my bell wrong and thought, well, that's that for me. Never really been in a fight personally myself, so. Welcome to P's World. The Captain's Library is better than Ron Burgundy's leather-bound books in mahogany. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Squadron Course sounds like a good book. Starfleet Intelligence is a good angle. Yeah, this is Starfleet Intelligence, not Section 31 for this book, so I just want to make that clear. Hopefully they don't bring up the Section 31 thing. It's something that works for DS9, in my opinion. I don't think it works for all of Trek. To say that it's been there all along, I think is kind of silly. and I don't really agree with that. So if I don't agree with it, it can't be right. And why does my shirt look so goddamn crooked? Whatever. Don't even care, even though I do. Nicholas Warner, I remember in Star Trek comics, an Admiral Tomlinson was a surgically altered Klingon double agent called Kurzak. Zach, I need to master the Vulcan neck pinch and how Sarek made that Tellarite fall back after he tried to grab him. Jordan Shred, hello, Captain. Can't stay long, but wanted to stop in and say hi while you were live. Well, nice to see you, Jordan. Thank you very much. We appreciate that. Austin fan for life. Wasn't Section 31 part of the TOS Trouble with Tribbles episode, though never mentioned specifically by name? Absolutely 100% no. It definitely was not. Charles, my thoughts have been that their tech is not NES any better. They can just use whatever they want in Section 31, regardless of Federation law. I like that. Sci-Fi Nation, greetings, Captain Foley at Trekyards and fellow nerds. Son of a bitch. Sci-Fi Nation's here, and he's talking to me. He never talks to me. I message him, and he never messages me back. I see how it is. Power 543, who is your favorite commander? You mean of all the shows? I think that's what you mean. I would have to be Riker, probably. I know that's not what you mean. And Sci-Fi Nation. Okay, Sci-Fi Nation and Samuel are both here. Sci-Fi Nation, you had asked Samuel to be on your channel to talk about fan films. He wanted me to contact you to tell you that he's available pretty much anytime. Just let him know. But then you never got back to me, and you never come into the live chats anymore to help with the live videos. So arrange a time with Samuel now, here, maybe, so that you guys can work out a time that you can get Samuel on your show and he can answer questions about fan films. Jarzia, DS9, and to an extent Enterprise were the only Section 31 that was done right. They should have never had ships or military gear. They're supposed to be assassins, saboteurs, and political manipulators, ghosts. Charles, is that a con on your chest? How about you having Khan's chest? Ha 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 ha. It's not Khan, it's Ops. It's Ops, my friend. But yes, it is a console. But yes, and Samuel says, yes, I did mention that. Now that Picard is done, I'd love to. Ha ha ha. Fergus Hancock, hi Captain Foley. Lunchtime here and a beautiful winter's day. I have a lot of TNG to catch up on. How are you finding season 3? Excellent. Season 3 has been a gem so far. There's been a lot of really good stuff. It's going to be hard to pick the top 5 episodes from it when we do our season 3 review. We've got 3 more episodes to go, and then we'll be doing our recap of season 3, which should be interesting. Sci-Fi Nation would be happy to have him on. Life has been hectic lately. Sorry. Samuel says, not a problem. Facebook me. There you go. You guys talk. I facilitated. You talk. Squadron Course, $5. I like the idea. Section 31 has been there all along, slowly getting more exposed as they got bigger and more powerful. I mean, yes, that is from the inception of the Federation. It was written into the charter, all that crap. Sure, fine. But it seems like they had such a big role in Discovery, then a pretty big role in Enterprise, and then by DS9, they're like whittled down to like, here's Sloane. And it's cool. I prefer the DS9 because you're not sure if Sloane's fucking crazy and there is no Section 31. It's just him. And you never get the feeling that there's an organization. And then they retconned it into Enterprise and now Discovery to be this big thing. And I hate that. I just want it to be something mysterious that you're never quite sure if they're actually legit or not. You know, I preferred that. Richard Fold? Have you ever had the hots for Star Trek actor? For me, it was Ashley Judd. Oh, Ashley Judd. Lieutenant Leffler. Is it Leffler? Anyway, yeah, she's absolutely fucking hot. But yes, I've had the hots for many of them. The most recent is Tilly. I absolutely love Tilly. Hashtag silly for Tilly. So we have that, yeah. Um, Jordan Shred, if offered a cameo in Axanar, how fast would you say yes and fly to Atlanta in a post-COVID world? I mean, I'd like to be in any kind of fan film. Uh, Vance Major from No Budget Productions wants me to be in two actually. I need to film those bits for him. Actually, he's got sent me some scripted stuff I need to do. Samuel has me as a cameo coming up in his Convergence film. Not as Captain Foley though. He would never make me a captain in one of his things. Just he doesn't like me that much. I got a very small bit part and near the end, but I won't say any more than that. He just doesn't really has faith in me. So, but I would love to be in something that would be kind of cool. I don't know. With Axanar though, the controversy, we don't know if we want to step into that again because we had Alec on the channel like before it all started, and then after it was supposedly cleared up by J.J. Abrams because he's an idiot, and we got a lot of backlash for that. So we got to tread carefully, unfortunately. Samuel asks, question, the original series Class F shuttle, what would it take to make one warp capable with weapons and shields? Is it possible in the frame? How much bigger for that, etc.? Real question. That's hard to say because we don't really know what the warp cores look like in TOS, considering the warp core is essentially under the floor in engineering. But I would assume you could probably do something like it with a little bit of added on features on the top of the shuttle or the bottom perhaps. Because as we know with the runabouts, they have a horizontal warp core that runs along the top, a really small one. I think you could do something like that with a TOS shuttle. I think that'd be very cool. It would have very minimal shielding and probably only like phaser 3s, which are like point defense phasers. I can't see it being anything powerful. But yeah, I think some kind of modifications to the top or the rear perhaps of the shuttle would work for a small warp core or warp reactor. But the TOS tech is kind of dodgy at best, so it's kind of hard to say. I always wanted them to be warp powered. I think that would be cool. And they have what look like warp nacelles on them, so so there. Hope that answered your question, Commander. Asking me on this forum, I don't know. Never fear, fleet pause here. Oh, good God. I'm just kidding. Nicholas Warner, did the Enterprise D have a phaser room like the TOS version? Probably a few of them, I would think. I'm not sure. Have to check the blueprints. Sci-Fi Nation says, at Commander Calkins, I thought the Type F did, at least in the Starbase one in the Menagerie episode. They were at low warp trying to catch the Enterprise. It's sketchy. Jarzia says, I mean, the tiny Class 2 from Voyager has all that in a way smaller frame, so I think you get those to fit, systems fit in easily. Samuel says, you say that, but they talk about fuel and the Class F. No way you could actually catch a Connie, so it's just not realistic scene. Anyway, in any way. Then the Enterprise goes backwards, warp, so yeah. Samuel says, Jarzia, TOS and Voyager tech is radically different. That's the point. Voyager proved it could be done 150 years later, but TOS could not, hence it's the question. Yeah. I think it's possible to modify a Type F shuttle to have a realistic type of limited warp capability quite easily, I would think. Macro Death, Section 31 could probably create teleporter clones of their agents, making them functionally immortal like Vorta. They can't be so overpowered that they have clones and they can't be destroyed and they can't be detected and they're the best thing ever. No, I don't like that. Jordan Shred, backlash, legal or from the fans or both? Fans. We had a lot of people leave our channel because we wouldn't talk bad about Axonar, or we had Alec on the show at one point and we shouldn't have given him a forum. Don't even get me started on that shit. We had a lot of people unsubscribe from our channel because of that shit. So we just tread carefully these days. That's all there is to that. Charles, $5. I hope Temporal Affairs comes in and fixes everything. What the heck are they for otherwise? They are asleep on the job. By the way, great bookshelf. Well, thank you very much for the bookshelf thing. And yes, Temporal Affairs is a sticky subject. They should have fixed a lot of things. They should have prevented Spock from going back in time to create the JJ verse, the Kelvin verse, all that crap. That should have all been rectified and taken care of. Wasn't, but yeah, that's, again, that kind of was overpowered. Like, if you have this all-seeing eye in the future that stops all these bad events, you'd have no storylines. So it's a little bit of a catch-22 there. Redneck Trekker, hey Captain, random question. Did you ever wish that the TNG uniform colors were the same as TOS, Picard wearing a yellow uniform? Initially, yes. I like that they did change it up, though. And I've seen recolored photos of the uniforms and the colors that, the TOS colors, and they look all right. But yeah, I mean, it would be interesting, but not necessary. I love how they kind of dispelled the whole red shirt rumor by making Command like burgundy. But then again, that ties in with the monster maroons that you see in the movies. So, Joe Torres, the boy, the minor headline, the forgettable person is here. And Samuel says, overpowered, anything becomes boring. Yep. Stelio Cantos, JJ verse is a different universe, though. For fuck's sakes. Yes, it is. But he went back in time and then crossed over dimensions. So that means that Temporal Affairs never exist in the Kelvin timeline, and that's fine, I guess. But when you get into Picard and Enterprise and some of their temporal issues, you'd think that Temporal Affairs would be popping up going, nope, fixing this. So fine, if you want to say the Kelvin timeline doesn't have Temporal Affairs in the future, fine. I'm okay with that. And they might have detected Spock going through a wormhole and going back in time, but then they lost him because he crossed over into another dimension, whatever. That's fine. But yeah, I'm fine with that. And Stelio says, I don't even think that was Prime Spock that went over. Well, that's could have to talk for days about the what ifs and what could be's. Squadron Course, $5. I don't know how Sam finds time for fan films, ship models, and book reading. Would you guys consider making an episode about fanfics if its creator paid for it? Well, we talk about ships from fan fictions that are in book form or whatever. If the creator wants us to do the ship, we don't really talk about specifically storylines and stuff. But I mean, we just don't have time for that. We have too much on our plate with our regular content, and since we want to kind of focus on ships, and even doing these lives, even doing the episode reviews, people are like, when are you gonna get back to the ship thing? Well, we do ships every Saturday. There's the odd Saturday where we have a special guest on or something that might not totally be about ships. It might be something else. But Saturdays are regular content, and that's where we try to keep the ship stuff. We do like to keep the ships intact to be the main focus of the channel. But yeah, even with doing episode reviews, people are all like, will you ever do ships again? When can you do a ship? Saturday. Every Saturday. Go watch the Saturday releases. So, yeah. Nick Dunny, Lore Reloaded has speculated that Section 31 was so far ahead of Starfleet because of the Borg sphere from First Contact. What are your thoughts on that theory? It's an interesting theory. I don't know if I completely buy it, but it's a nice theory. Sci-Fi Nation, haters will be haters, Captain. Don't let other people's negativity stop you guys from doing what you do best, which is what brought me here to begin with all them years ago. All hail Trekyards. All hail Sci-Fi Nation. If you haven't subscribed to Sci-Fi Nation, go on over there and click the subscribe button. Always interesting conversations and lives going on over there, and there's a whole community of like Sci-Fi Nation, Bird of Prey 5, DJ Odyssey, Captain Trek. There's a whole bunch of like little Star Trek YouTubers that hang out together and have some really great conversations. And I think you should go subscribe to all of them because they are great. And I pop in every once in a while and put in my 2 cents and bug the hell out of them because that's what I like to do. So go subscribe to Sci-Fi Nation, and then as a result, anybody you see on his lives, go subscribe to them as well. Katie Carr, don't let the haters get to you, Captain. We love all your hard work you do on here. Well, thank you very much, Katie. Much appreciated. Nice to see you again. Area 51, guess who's here? Satan. Jordan Shred, $5. In universe, how would you reconcile Voyager firing 123 of their no way to replenish 38 photon torpedoes, not counting their ordnance? We've talked about this many times. They have replicators on board, industrial-sized replicators that they can use to fix the ship. So therefore, they'd be able to make parts for photon torpedoes. Now, as for power sources and explosive ordnance or whatever, they would find those along the way or get them via trading with people. So I have no problem with them creating more photon torpedoes. I think that's a silly argument, and it's definitely something that can be retconned. I know they do say there's no way to replenish, but that's very early on, I think first episode. And they didn't know what they were getting into. And, you know, necessity is the mother of invention. You need photon torpedoes, you're going to find a way to make photon torpedoes. Like I said, you got replicators, you can replicate a lot of the parts, do final assembly, and then, yeah, if you need a power source or if you need explosives on board, there's many ways to get those, either on, you know, getting the gas you need from a nebula or from a planet or from just trading with local traders and species that you run into. So no issue at all with them being able to make more photon torpedoes. Nicholas Warner, replicators sure make good torpedo casings, eh? Yeah. Stilo, I do miss the mission briefings. I miss the mission briefings too. We do have them occasionally on Saturdays now. I know we used to have like mission briefings on Wednesday, regular episodes on Saturday. We used to have like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday kind of release schedule for our Trekyards One Hit Wonders, and we had a bunch of other shows early on. But yeah, I mean, we just couldn't maintain that schedule, unfortunately, and they weren't getting the views that warranted keeping them. So we have to very much streamline the channel to focus on the revenue and the content that creates actual, you know, revenue for us. So like I said, if we can get our Patreon up, if we can get people to join the YouTube channel at the rank of commander, captain, or admiral, if we can get our revenue streams up high enough, there'll be a point where we can say, all right, we have a guaranteed kind of income coming in. We can afford to experiment with different kinds of shows, and we will do that. But we need to be able to hit those things. So if you want to help us out in any way financially, super chats are a great way to do it, or heading on over to Patreon/Trekyards, helping us there. Even just joining the channel here on YouTube, like I said, or buying Teesprings. There's lots of cool ways to support us. So if you can, please do. And when we get the capability and the numbers required for us to not have to worry about, are we going to be able to live this month, then we'll be able to explore our creative side and kind of get into the other things that we want to do. So, you know, it's all up to you guys and whether you guys can support us enough to actually help us out in that regard. So don't want to put the onus on you, but the onus is on you. Samuel says, oh, Stuart, you crazy. Why? What did I do that? What did I do? I know I'm behind. So Katie Carr, look at all those books. What is your favorite Star Trek encyclopedia or dictionary? Well, the Star Trek Encyclopedia by Michael and Denise Okuda. I don't have the new version. I've got the old one, the hardcover one, which is actually in the other room. It's in the ready room. But yeah, there's not many encyclopedias for Star Trek. So let's see, Zach, what's the difference between regular shields and regenerative shielding? How do regular shields charge instantly to full capacity when first raised if they don't recharge? Well, regular shields need power input to regenerate, like from the ship, from the command stations. If you want to reinforce them, if you want to do specific reinforcement, general reinforcement, just enhance or repair the shield, you need to input the proper energy required into that. Regenerative shielding, from my understanding, regenerates on its own using the ambient radiant energy and stuff around it. So if it gets hit, if another shield gets hit, it'll suck power from the hit to regenerate the different shield facing that's down. I could do an episode. We could do an episode where I research and write about regenerative shielding, because that's actually an interesting topic. Same with the blade of hull armor, but I that would be my guess anyway. But yeah, yeah. And shields do recharge, even regular shields. But yeah, they need to be specific energy put into it. Like with Starfleet battles, your shields go down. You can repair shield boxes. You can only repair like 2 a turn kind of thing. It's very slow, and you got to put energy into shield repair to do it. But you can re-energize your shields. It just takes a lot of time. So I just assume regenerative shielding would be a lot faster and use different techniques to do so. Sci-Fi Nation, thanks for the shout out, Captain. You're welcome on any time, as in Samuel. Well, then contact him and arrange a time, because I'd like to see Samuel on your channel. Reed Peterson, with odd-shaped ships like the Oberth class, how do you from upper half to lower half? Well, how do you get from upper half? We talk about that in our Oberth class episode. There is enough room in those pylons for a turbo lift. We've measured, and it would kind of be on a weird little tube, but you could do it. Also, like for the Nebula class with the pod on the top and stuff, you can have transport sites or transport rooms that specifically transport you from the main ship to that ship and then back. So transporters, turbo lifts, crawl spaces, Jeffries tubes, depending on the size of the ship. Not all ships are built for comfort. A lot of ships are built for functionality and for a specific purpose. So you might have to crawl through a Jeffries tube or up a ladder or something to get to where you need to go, but it's possible. Hooded Cobra Commander 788. Greetings, Earthling. Hello, good to see you, sir. How you doing today? If you're a G.I. Joe fan, I suggest going over and subscribing to Hooded Cobra Commander, or HCC 788 on YouTube. He does fantastic toy reviews of the original G.I. Joes. I am a huge original G.I. Joe fan, and I've got a lot of toys myself. I'm a huge follower of HCC 788, and if you want to see a crossover with 788 and myself, by all means, check out his channel this Sunday. That's right, Captain Foley is going to be on HCC 788's channel talking about a specific G.I. Joe figure when they got a little weird and wonky in the mid-90s with Star Brigade. So Trekyards and Captain Foley make a special guest appearance this Sunday on HCC's channel. So if you're a fan of G.I. Joe, or just good content and just a great creator, by all means, head on over to HCC 788 on YouTube and join up and subscribe and watch his stuff. I really enjoy his content. It's fantastic. Although HCC, I gotta say, every episode, his head moves like other Joe figures on a swivel joint. His arm bends up 90 degrees, rotates. You always do the exact same thing for the movement thing, which I find funny. But yeah, fantastic guy to follow, and I definitely suggest checking him out. And check this Sunday. I will share the link in Trekyards when the video is up. But yeah, Captain Foley makes an appearance on HCC 788. So Samuel says, no way to replenish torpedoes based on basic Intrepid design, all the schematics and in the computer. They had to build infrastructure to gather resources, but it was super easy. No No way on day one. Exactly. Sci-Fi Nation, replenishment of weapons was in Roddenberry's show well before Voyager. Granted, it was on the show Armada, but it's not like Trek didn't have the tech and the technology. Exactly. Nicholas Warner, oh boy, the Oberth class and Klingon fleet trap bait. How many times did that class ship always end up in trouble? Well, yeah, that's a good point, but it's still a cool ship. Redneck Trekker, at Hooded Cobra Commander 788, loved your Duke video earlier, good stuff. Okay, Redneck Trekker, the guy that played Duke in that episode is a good friend of mine. Samuel and myself actually met him in Vegas, and he's a fantastic cosplayer. And yeah, I just finished filming with 788 and just saw the finished video. And then that night, which was last night, I sat down to watch the episode, and sure enough, I see William, and I'm like, what? So I message William and say, is that you on Hooded Cobra Commander? He's like, yeah. And then I said, I just finished filming with him. He's like, what? Weird, small world. Samuel, you'll remember William. He's one of the cosplayers at Vegas. We were hanging out with him quite a bit at the bar. Him and his they weren't boyfriend and girlfriend, but his Joe Colton is her name. You remember William. Anyway, but yeah, he does a fantastic Duke. So, Sci-Fi Nation, $5, doing my part to support Trekyards. Well, thank you very much, sir. Much appreciated. Now I got to go over and super chat to you now. So Quadricourse, I always wondered if the Intrepid could hold more than 38 torpedoes in its magazine. Maybe they just hadn't loaded up and didn't think they need them for a short mission. Well, exactly. They were designed to carry more. But yeah, it was launched pretty quickly to go to the Badlands and do the mission. So it wasn't expected to be a long mission at all. It's like Gilligan's Island, a 3-hour tour, a 3-hour tour. And then shit hits the fan. HCC788 says, we are going to get that Captain Barclay's, when are we going to get that Captain Barclay spin-off show? Hey, I wouldn't be opposed to that. Barclay, we just actually reviewed the first episode with Barclay called Hollow Pursuits, and love the character. He shows up in Voyager, yeah, I mean, I would love to see more Barclay. I'd be down with that. Nick Dunny, are you still doing non-Trek starship breakdowns in fleet yards, or have you chosen to focus on Trek ships? We have a bunch of fleet yards actually filmed, and we have a bunch more ready to go for just mission briefings and stuff. But again, not getting the views or the numbers that were required by compared to Star Trek ships, so we just haven't released them. We have filmed. We do have a bunch of fleet yards mission briefings filmed. They will eventually come out. They'll trickle out. But yeah, there's some really good stuff coming up in that regard. So I would just say stay tuned. I would love to have a regular Fleet Yards release date every week, but unfortunately, as we talked about, they don't generate the numbers that are required to sustain the channel. So yeah, Samuel says we have several filmed, Nick, but we always get some negative comments when we put one out saying, when are you doing Trek again? So we will have them every once in a while. King Triumph throws in $5 with no comment, but thank you very much, King Triumph. Really appreciate that. Samuel says, right, heading to bed. Nice bonus thing to keep my company while I separate 8 lightwave render passes to go over on overnight. Well, there you go. Nice. Thank you for joining, Samuel. He says, night all. HCC 788, list your 10 top empathic ship counselors. Yeah, that would be just Troy times 10. Sci-Fi Nation, he's going to Facebook Samuel tomorrow. Okay, fine. Cobra Kid Commander says, thanks, dude. No problem. Jeff Jacobs, just talk about time zones. Yeah. HCC said a crossover coming soon. Absolutely. Chris Conway, because super special. What? Nicholas Warner, I loved G.I. Joe toys when I was a kid, but Star Trek was always my first love. Funny thing is, I was more of a G.I. Joe fan when I was a kid. Like, I had a lot of G.I. Joe toys. I still do. I still have them in bins under the stairs. I gotta pull them out. I would love to show you guys. But I was a bigger GI Joe fan as a kid. Now that I'm an adult, I'm more of a Transformers fan, unfortunately. I still love GI Joe. Don't get me wrong, but I had Transformers as a kid. I just didn't have as many as GI Joe, and now it's totally reversed. I have a ton of Transformers and not as many GI Joes. So, but I do absolutely love GI Joe. Hooded Cobra Commander 788. One of these days I'll do the articulation bit backwards. Yes, please do. Mix it up a little bit. Squadra Course. Oh, talking about torpedo loadouts there. Sci-Fi Nation. I had a GI Joe F-14 as a kid. Wish I still did. That's the Sky Striker. I still have mine. I'm missing my front landing gear though, and my canopy's broken. But other than that, and my Ace figure's broken. I need to replace the O-ring, and I don't know where his legs are. But yeah, it's not the F-14. It is an F-14. It is a Tomcat. But in GI Joe, it's an XF-14. Hooded Cobra Commander, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's not an F-14. It's an experimental, like an advanced F-14 with a different number. Sci-Fi Nation, you'll have to get PayPal cap. I'm not monetized. Oh yeah, that's right. That's why I haven't super chatted on your channel. But seriously, you don't have to, my friend. Yeah, I do though, and I will. So don't worry. Redneck Trekker, on your stream last night from the couch, you have a transporter pad with Kirk, Spock, and McCoy. What is that? Where did you get it, if you don't mind me asking? That was Hallmark's. It was last year's Hallmark special tabletop Star Trek ornament. It's like 150 Canadian for cost, but yeah, it's a Hallmark ornament. So I would suggest checking it out. I've done a review of it on the channel. Just type in Trekyards Hallmark transporter ornament in the search bar. You'll find the video. But yeah, it's based on an older one they had a few years ago, which I also have. It's a small one that goes on the tree. This is just a bigger version of it with more features and looks very cool. It's called a tabletop ornament as opposed to just an ornament. So Squadra Chorus $2. Cough. Fan episode ships. Cough. You should get that cough looked at. Fleet Paw. It's a Hallmark ornament. I checked the Hallmark store. Yes. ENG09, $7 Canadian. Doing my part to support Trekyards. Thank you very much, ENG. I was talking about you earlier. Speaking of the transporter Hallmark ornament, ENG has it as his display pick for YouTube there. So, small world. And yeah, ENG, I don't know if Will is still here. DGR Blue, he's another one of the awesome people that joined me for Bridge Crew, Bridge Crew, and other VR stuff. We need to play soon. I know we should probably be doing that right now, but it's kind of late now. I just want to do a live tonight and chat with you guys. So, Nicholas Warner, have you met the guys that made Daystrom Institute of Technology Labs website? No, I haven't. Sounds interesting though. Jordan Shred, will you be picking up the DeLorean and Transformers crossover product? How about My Little Pony version of Optimus Prime pop figure? Okay, I can tell you the last thing, absolutely fucking not. Optimus Prime pop figure, My Little Pony version, nope. 1000%, nope, not happening. As for the DeLorean Transformers crossover one, yeah, probably. And they also have a Top Gun Transformer crossover now. It's an F-14 that turns into a robot, and his name is Maverick. That's one I've got to get, because I'm a huge F-14 fan. So, King Triumph. I meant to put in a comment, only Q can fix the JJ verse. Yes. Area 51, I had the Conquest X30. Conquest X30 was cool. I never had it, but Retro Blasting has a very cool chromed version of it now. He bought it at a convention in Australia, I believe, and it is cool to see a chromed version of the X30. Charles, we were poor when I was a kid, so I did not get trendy toys, Lego, and some Erector sets. My sister managed to beg her way into an Atari, and at some point, when Nintendo's got cheap, we got one. Yeah, I was kind of spoiled as a kid. I had for G.I. Joe stuff, I still have the Headquarters, the Killer Whale, the Sky Striker, the Dragonfly helicopter. I think those are the main big things I had. Had a ton of figures. I had a ton of smaller vehicles. The Mirage motorcycle and um, the one vertical takeoff and landing thing. I can't remember what it's called right now. Um, yeah, and I didn't have a lot of Transformers, and I never got an Optimus Prime when I was a kid. I've since compensated for that. If you've seen my toy collection downstairs, I've got like 4 shelves of Optimus Primes. I've totally overcompensated for not getting Optimus Prime when I was a kid. So, yeah. Nicholas Warner, the G.I. Joe F-14 had Grumman X-29 style forward swept wings, kind of like the Firefox. No, it didn't. That was the X-30. Um, Charles, I never really got into collecting toys as a result. Oh, that's sad. Nick Dunny, during TOS, had the Federation explored the Alpha Quadrant, or had they kept to the Beta Quadrant? The Alpha Quadrant is where Earth is. So, um, yep, they explored the Alpha Quadrant. They were in the Alpha and Beta Quadrants in TOS. So, Fleetpaw Swiftback put in the review for the Hallmark thing, I guess. Zach, do transporters kill life forms and create clones in a different place? Good question. Good moral question. And we talk about that in our Transporters episode, which is one of our first episodes, which was fantastic. It's a two-part episode on transporters. Go check it out. I forget what episode number it was, but maybe episode 11. It was an early Trekyards episode. We went right in deep to transporters. We explain them in depth, and we talk about that moral dilemma, and that's a tough one. That's a tough one that I don't think there's an easy answer to. So I'm not going to even get into it here, but Sci-Fi Nation, Captain, does your G.I. Joe F-14 guy have the parachute pack? I think mine did. Also, Mrs. Sci-Fi Nation says hi as she heads up to bed. Hi, and good night. And yes, I still have the parachute packs. ENG09, no worries, my friend. Just shoot me a message the next time you want to play. I will. Squadra Course, the DITL website is really interesting. They have some great technical articles. I will have to check that out at some point. Redneck Trekker, review. HCC 788, I stepped away for a little bit. Could you repeat everything you said for the last 15 minutes? No. I would suggest going and rewatching the stream once it's uploaded. Fleetpaw VTO plane is the Harrier. Nope. I'm not talking about a Harrier. And I know which one you mean, the Cobra Rattler with the wings that... No, they don't think they had a Harrier in G.I. Joe. But no, there's a vertical takeoff and landing thing. It's a little green one with the side fins and the little jets that rotated. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about a Harrier. Jordan Shred, do you recall the show toys called Mask? Mask. The concept is basically G.I. Joe meets Transformers. I remember my brother and I having it as kids. Yes, Mask. Mobile Armored Strike Command. Yes, I love that show. I had some of those cars too. I had the Corvette. I had the Dune Buggy. I think that was it. I think I only had 2 Mask cars. I didn't have the Camaro. I didn't have the IROC Camaro. But, yeah. Sci-Fi Nation, you traded the special edition Pepsi Prime Captain Blasphemy. Just kidding, bud. I didn't. Well, I did trade it. Long story. I watched the video. I explain it. It's a limited edition Canadian version with the bigger Pepsi sticker on the trailer, because the American version had a smaller one. Yeah, traded it to a friend of mine for a bunch of original Transformers and a new original Optimus Prime that wasn't the Pepsi version, because I hate Pepsi and prefer Coke anyway. So I actually got a Coke trailer, which is just a joke. So I got a few figures for that Prime because he needed the Prime to complete his collection. He has since moved to Guatemala and sold his collection. So now the Canadian Pepsi Prime is now in the UK with another collector who actually has a Canadian Pepsi Prime box for it. So the Prime has been reunited with the box, and it's in a safe collection, so don't worry about that. But yes, I did. But I still have another original Optimus Prime to replace it. I just didn't like the Pepsi trailer. So long story. I got my money's worth in that deal. Don't worry. Jason Paris, nice Elcar shirt. Thank you. HCC 788. Yeah, the Conquest X30 had the forward swept wings. Yes. See, Fleetpaw's putting in Transporters Part 1 and Part 2 right there. So thank you, Fleetpaw. You can click all these links later to watch the videos I'm talking about. Donnie Pearson, hello, Stuart and all. Hope everyone's weekend was A-okay as mine. My weekend was pretty good, I gotta say. Jason Paris, are ready for the Beast Wars movie when it comes out? Apparently they're making 2 Beast Wars movies. That's what I've heard. And yes, I absolutely love Beast Wars. I used to, when Beast Wars first came out, I despised it. Because I was like, you're kidding me? They actually have the technology now with the CG to make cars and planes from G1 look amazing. And they're making stupid animals. What the F? I hated it at first. I railed against it. But then they tied it in with G1, where they find the Ark. And good God, Beast Wars is one of my favorite Transformers episodes, shows. I think in order it would probably be, well, G1 has to be number 1, even though the stories and the animation kind of sucks sometimes. But G1 is the number 1. After that, it would have to be Beast Wars, then Transformers Prime. Beast Machines is somewhere down lower, but yeah, it's G1, then Beast Wars, and Transformers Prime. I love Beast Wars. I'm super excited for a movie. And everybody says, well, I can't stand the animation. Well, I don't give a shit. I think it looks fine. It's a product of its time, and it was like the first animated show, first all animated show, and it was Canadian as well. And they did a fantastic job. And the pug is snoring. Do you hear this shit? Fleetpaw says Transporter episodes are episode 8 and 12 respectively. There you go. Because it's broken up into 2 parts and we had some filler episodes in between by the looks of it. So Jason Paris, they should do a live action movie. Do you think they should? For Beast Wars? Yeah, I would love to see a live action Beast Wars movie. I think that's what they're working on. There's been rumors floating around for a while about Beast Wars movies. So Donnie Pearson, I love G.I. Joe and the Transformers. The theme tune for the Formers 1980s animated series got its start as a commercial jingle for a real American hero toy line. Sweet. Sci-Fi Nation Captain, I have to shout out Donnie Pearson. He does amazing musical works and parodies. Anyone should sub to his channel if they enjoy that type of stuff. Well, there you go. Donnie Pearson, everybody. Go subscribe to him as well. Just subscribe to everybody. Just go find all my friends and just go subscribe to them. Jason Paris, Beast Machines was horrible. I wouldn't say it was horrible. The character designs were a little bit terrifying, and as an episodic thing, it was kind of terrible because of the overarching story. Once you get the whole story, it's not so bad. But yeah, I can see why people don't like it. I wouldn't say it's horrible. There's worse Transformer shows out there, like Robots in Disguise and all the other fucking stupid. There's a bunch of stupid Transformers shows. So Beast Machines is nowhere near as stupid as those. But yeah. Yeah. Squadron Course, I was really surprised by how good Transformers Prime turned out. Prime was awesome. And yeah, Beast Wars was one of the best written shows. Such good character development, such good storytelling. And the fact that they wove it all together, even though they had no idea what they were doing. If you watch the behind the scenes on the DVDs, they had no idea what they were doing. But they wound it all together and made it a cohesive piece. And that is awesome that they did that, the way they tied it all together. And tied it in with G1. Like, it was just It's amazing writing. Thomas Potts, $2. Foley is the best. This is a literal truth. A literal truth. Stelio, what about the Transformers show that came in between? Which one? Which one? Which one came in between? Which one? What are you talking about? Which one came in between which one? Which one are you talking about? Just let me know. Tim McCaffrey, don't forget Reboot. It was Canadian too. Yep, going on at the same time as Beast Machines. Reboot is fantastic. John DeMaro, greetings from Anti-Trekker. Oh.
Hello, Captain Foley.
Hello, Anti-Trekker.
How you doing? I'm on my live stream right now, and I saw that you were trying to steal my subs away.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm on my live stream right now, and you are too.
And Lord Reloaded's on right now too. I think we should both, if we combine our subs, we have like half of what he's got. So maybe we could like gang up on him.
Yeah, I'd be down for that.
Alright, so there you go. Official war declared on War Reloaded between me and Captain Foley. Anyway, I'll go and get back to it.
Okay, well, have a good live stream, and if I'm done before you are, I'll come over and check you out.
Absolutely. Say hi to the gang over here.
Okay, well, I literally just read greetings from Anti-Trekker, and then you called, because John DeMarco said.
I told everybody to go say hi to you because we did that for Laura earlier. So.
Oh yeah.
Like, total bombing it.
Yeah, Donnie Pearson, Mr. Captain 93. All right, yeah, I'll let you go. I'll talk to you later. Bye. Go subscribe to Anti-Trekker too. Or don't. I love Anti-Trekker. He's a good guy. I can't wait to meet him in person. Yeah. Anti-Trekker says hello, Cap. Hi from Anti-Trekker. Fleet Paw Swiftback, $2. Pug snoring is awesome. Take my money. It's awesome, but it's distracting. A man of sand, say hi from Anti-Trekker. Kronos, hashtag January did nothing wrong. She really didn't. Donnie Pearson, thanks, Jay. LDG Pixels, $2. LOL. Thank you for the LOL. Jeff Nielsen, willing to accept large non-tax deductible donations to my warp drive research. Bear in mind, I'm not a scientist. Sweet. There you go. Support something worth supporting. There you go. Jeff Franklin, hello from Anti-Trekker. Hashtag Janeway did nothing wrong. Fleetpaw Swiftback, if you subscribe to me, you'll be going to see a video of my Subaru engine running, laughing my ass off. I didn't know Subaru engines ran. Sci-Fi Nation, LDS Pickles, hey bud. Surf Tektronics, Anti-Trekker wants you to drink Crown Royal. Hey, I have some. I might as well go try some later. Speaking of getting drunk, watch HCC's crossover episode with Trekyards. I think it's coming out this Sunday. There might be drinking involved. Donnie Pearson, I do amazing what if graphics as well. Jay, I'm on DeviantArt as well. Well, there you go. That's cool. Generation 2 introduced me to Transformers, Cat. Well, Generation 2 was just Generations 1 with stupid CG cutscenes in between and chunks of story taken out and recolored toys that were just dumb. But at least it got you into Transformers. LDG Pixels, $2, rolling on floor laughing. So there we go. I don't know what that's about. Nice t-shirt, says Kronos. LGG Pixels, $2. Love you, Anti-Trekker. There you go. Man of fan, Trekyards, Captain Foley. What do you think of the G.I. Joe, the movie? Did you like the Cobra La thing? I really enjoy the first part of the G.I. Joe movie, especially the introduction and the music in the beginning is awesome. But the Cobra la 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 la, that's some stupid shit. And what happens to Cobra Commander is not cool, even though he looks really cool. That's an awesome. I'd love to have a figure of that. That'd be cool. But no, just it's all right. It is what it is. They had to change Duke dying because of Optimus Prime. So yeah, even though G.I. Joe was supposed to come out first, but got delayed due to one of the actors. I don't know, some drama happened, so it got delayed. So Transformers came out first, and Prime died, and parents freaked out. Then they changed add a line of dialogue. Duke's gonna be okay. Woo! I throw the Transformers movie and the GI Joe movie in occasionally, and they both start out really strong, and then like 20 minutes, half an hour later, it's like, all right, I'm done now, for both of them. So Stelio, the Unicorn trilogy one, I forgot the name. Unicorn trilogy. Oh, is it Transformers Cybertron? Probably. It was stupid too. Valor J Omega, $5. Jane Ray did nothing wrong. It's true. She didn't. Sci-Fi Nation, anti-trekker is cheating. Hashtag anti-trekker is guilty. Hooded Cobra Commander 788. It's a Dick Tracy watch. It is. Donnie Pearson, infinite diversity and infinite combinations. Captain Pharaoh, I don't care what anyone says. Transformers, the movie from 1986, is the best Transformers movie. Just my opinion. Yes, it is. Followed closely by Bumblebee. And actually, the first Transformers movie from Michael Bay isn't that bad. It's quite enjoyable. I do like Shia LaBeouf. I do like him in that movie. The fact that they changed my least favorite character, who was Bumblebee, who was a Volkswagen, into a Camaro, a '74 Camaro, I believe, a second generation Camaro like my own, made Bumblebee bumped up on my favorites list for sure. So I do like that aspect of it. My original favorite character from G1 was Sideswipe because he turned into a Lamborghini Countach. And then they turned Sideswipe in the movies into a concept Corvette, which, although it's a cool concept car, is still kind of crap. So, anyway, yeah, I have no issues with the first Transformers movie. It's funny. The second one's not too bad either, and then it just falls downhill. I mean, they did destroy our childhood with the first and second Transformers movies. Again, thank you, Kurtzman, you dumb. Alex Kurtzman, I'm telling you, I have real issues with that man. Anywho. Donnie Pearson, I love Anti-Trekker as well, Cap. As you should. He's a good man. Mr. Captain 93, noticing the Nostradamus book there. Yeah, you should see what it says about COVID. Donnie Pearson, well, the original Star Trek series and the first half of the first season of the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers got the same enhanced treatment as the original animated Transformers. Don't be coming on my show and talking about Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I hate that show. Captain Pharaoh, Donnie Pearson, not bad. Yours, I cut the grass and got some branches. Helped with my chainsaw. Spent some time on Trekyards, live chats. Did some online gaming. You, Captain Pharaoh, you just described like my last weekend. That's what I did. Cut up shit with chainsaw. Cut the grass. Played some games. Did some Trekyard stuff. Watched some YouTube stuff. Get out of my head, man. Captain Pharaoh, I've yet to see Bumblebee. I'll check it out. Yes, please do. Please do. The Cybertron sequences are amazing. We need a movie, a Transformers movie that's all on Cybertron with no humans. A hint to movie makers everywhere. We don't need or want human characters in our Transformers movies. Just saying. Not required. Mr. Captain 93, Trekyard, since you love the 80s, do you watch the Goldbergs? No, I don't watch the Goldbergs. Stelio, problem I have with Transformers movies is that they were more mysterious and interesting before they started talking. Yep. Donnie Pearson, I love that Disney Channel show and its theme tune. Stelio, the third one had Spock, though, being a badass. Yes, and a few little Spock and TOS references, even on the TV. They were watching Amok Time, a little sprinkled in there, so yes. Gary Kyle, the Bumblebee was good. I at least liked it. Yep. Fleet Paw, there's a second-gen Camaro for sale in the town I work. I think it's the same color as yours, Cap. What? Stop and get a picture. I want to see it. Squadron Course, Bumblebee movie was really good in my honest opinion. My favorite Transformers was Wheeljack, Lancia Stratos G5 Turbo. Yes. Sci-Fi Nation, but does it have a flux capacitor? Donnie Pearson, respectfully, Cap, you do not have to be a Power Ranger fan or a Super Sentai fan to know that I myself am one. That's very true. Yeah. Okay, moving on. Total Random Reviews has joined the channel at the rank of commanders. Thank you, Totally Random Reviews, much appreciated. All the channel memberships, the joining is very important and it helps us out big time. You have no idea how much of a difference that makes, so please keep that up. Sci-Fi Nation, holy hell, Captain, came in loud and clear, yay. What, you not having any problems hearing me? Do I need to turn up my volume? You're the one that had issues with my volume. You couldn't hear what I was saying. Can you hear me now? 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 Stelio, there was an animated War on Cybertron movie coming to Netflix. It's not a movie, it's a series. And yes, it's going to be out July 30th. Captain Pharaoh, humans in Transformers movies are overrated anyway. And no, they're not overrated, they're just fucking stupid. Like, Spite Wiki in the first G1 is fine, and his dad's Sparkplug. And then, like, in Prime, you've got Sorry. There's a girl named Sorry, whatever. And then another boy and another kid, Raph, or I don't remember. Nobody cares. Nobody needs the human analog. Nobody needs to. That's me in that show right there. No, we don't need that. Give us a show about Transformers, and give them personalities. Give them story arcs. Give them character building. That's one thing that definitely was not done in the Transformers movies. You didn't get to know any of the Transformers. So when they died, it was like, oh, they died. Boo. You didn't even know their names half the time. So, totally random reviews. Haha, finally. Yes, you're now in the ranks, my friend. Redneck Trekker, have you checked out the Transformers Terminator comic? It's pretty good. It's different, at least. I don't think I've seen that one. Have you guys checked out the IDW Star Trek Transformers crossover? That's pretty good. I thought I would hate that. The first issue I didn't really enjoy, but then the next couple issues made up for it. I would suggest checking it out. Sci-Fi Nation, just kidding, Cap. You always sound good over here. Goddamn right. Squadra Course, turn it up to 11. I heard that was best. It's very true. Gary Kyle, my first Transformers toys growing up was the Dinobots. Wish I still had them. The only Dinobot I ever had was Sludge, which was the Brontosaurus. That's before they knew it was a Brachiosaurus. But yeah, Sludge. It's the only one I had. I gotta pull out my old bins of toys from under the stairs and do a live unboxing of them, because there's so much good stuff in there. HCC 788, if you're still here, HCC, whatever you want me to call you, if you're still here, when I get these bins out, you'll have to join me for a live talking about them, or at least join the live to see what I have in there, because I got some good stuff. Jimmy the Frog, the VTL Skyhawk. Thank you, the Skyhawk. Thank you. Vertical takeoff and landing, yes. Fleetbot, kind of crap, Donnie got into a car accident. Yeah, that sucks. I'm sorry to hear that. Chef Cook says, hi, Captain Foley. Well, hello. Gary Kyle, I do have an awesome collection of Transformers now from over the years working at a secondhand store. See, yeah. Whenever I go to like garage sales or secondhand stores or anything like that, I have to always check for toys and for. Hold on a second, guys. I gotta get a drink. I left my drink over here. So, I'm taking a poll here right now. Who has gone over and subscribed to HCC 788 or Hooded Cobra Commander 788 on YouTube? If you haven't done so, go do so right now. And also Sci-Fi Nation and Anti-Trekker and all those guys. Do it. You won't regret it, trust me. HCC788, I would be happy to join the live stream. Just talk to me about it and we'll set it up. Or as you Canadians say, talk to me about it. We don't actually say about. We don't. Sci-Fi Nation, have a great rest of the stream, Cap. I'll Facebook you and Samuel. Don't Facebook me. Don't say you and Samuel. You Facebook Samuel. I don't want to be involved in this. You go talk to him. You have him on your show separately. I might join you in the comments section. And then I might jump on to bug him at the last half. But no, you have him on separately. I don't want to be involved in the procedure of setting it up. It's not my thing. You do your thing. These books are out of order. You are out of order. This should be over here. Those are Sylvia's tarot things. She's weird like that. Cade MacArthur, dare say one good thing about Alice Kurtzman or else. He mimics being a human being very well. Area 51, G1 Grimlock before we knew the proper stance of the T-Rex. Meet Grimlock, no need proper stance. Meet Grimlock, cool. I don't know. Chef Cook, Anti-Trekker is no. I think you mean on now? HCC788, give me those sweet, sweet subscribers. Yes, guys, go subscribe to HCC. We've got 54,200 subscribers here on Trekyards. I know we're not going to get that many views on this live stream. We'll probably get like 1,500 or so, maybe. But if you guys can go subscribe to him, he's got 11,000. I want to say 11,200 last time I snooped, but not quite sure. But yes, please go subscribe to him. It's great discussions on G.I. Joe toys, and it's fun, it's entertaining. He's a funny guy. He does some scripted stuff. He's just it's awesome. So please go show your love and support. Fleetpaw, is that an ops or Helms console on the Enterprise D on your shirt cap? It is an operations console, my friend. Jordan Shred, what are your thoughts on Lore Reloaded? He has some interesting takes on Star Trek and its lore. Well, I talk to Lore Reloaded on a regular basis. I can't really watch a lot of his content. He's just a little too negative and snarky and off-putting for me. He doesn't take things seriously, and he can read Google, or he can read Wikipedia or Memory Alpha very well. That's really mean. I'm sorry. No, I don't mind Lore Reloaded. I can't really watch his content anymore. It's really gone off the rails, and I just don't. Yeah. So, but he's a great guy. When he actually talks to you, I message him sometimes to see how he's doing or check up on him, and never get a response back. And then he'll message me about something random, and I'm like, "Are you alive? Good to see you're alive. Are you fine? Are you okay?" But yeah, don't really enjoy his content as much as I used to. But yeah, him and Anti-Trekker, and we're all like a niche group, so we look out for each other. So yeah, I mean, he's a good guy. I'd like to meet him someday in person. So Gary Kyle, what's fun is I don't have any up because I don't have any room for a wall. A whole wall is needed, which I don't have. For what? What don't you have up? Did I miss something? Transformers toys? I don't know. Curtis Simpkins, hey Cap, I'm sorry I'm late. Curtis, you've missed a good stream. Go check it out. HCC788, you're out of order. This whole shelf is out of order. See what I mean? There's a funny guy. Funny guy. Total random reviews. Damn, you got the t-shirt. Those Loot Crate chuckleheads forgot mine, and when I finally got the box, delayed due to COVID, they said they had no more. Oh, dude, that sucks my balls. Nothing's like my balls. It sucks balls. The last mission crate I got 2 of, and that's the one that had the Red Alert shirt. So it's a black shirt with the Red Alert symbol on the front. I got 2 of those, but I only have 1 of this one, so I'm not sending you this one. So screw you. Alexis Hall, hey, tarot is actually very informative if done right. Don't knock it. I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying that's Sylvia's stuff. Um, you know, ancient Egyptology and mythology and stuff here. That's like me and her. I'm into the Egypt stuff. She's into mythology more. Um, I could go. I could do a tour of the shelves one day. That's what I should do for the next live. Show you what's on these shelves. Yeah, yeah. Chef, Chef Cook, Captain, where did you get the shirt from? Loot Crate, Star Trek mission crates. Curtis Simpkins, I'm liking Ace Combat 7 game. This is a great game, Captain. Yes, Ace Combat 7 is fantastic. I wish you had the VR, those, Curtis. The VR missions are really fun. Hopefully, the next game, they've done it with Star Trek or Star Wars Squadrons now, where the whole game is going to be in VR. You can fly A Wings, X Wings, B Wings, Y Wings. Y Wings? Who knows wings? Um, and they originally had just one VR mission in the first Battlefront game. So they actually listened to the fans. The whole game is playable in VR. So hopefully the next Ace Combat game, if they do make another one, which I'm sure they will, hopefully there'll be a lot more VR missions, or you can play the whole game in VR. Would be cool. But yeah, I'm glad you're enjoying the game. Redneck Trekker, is Bridge Crew better with the wands? All I have is the headset and a regular controller. It's much better with the wands. It is way more immersive with the wands. Yes. That being said, just having the VR is a plus. So I mean, you're already one step ahead of everybody else with the headset. The regular controller is a little more precise. Well, at least some people find it that way. Like Scottish Trekkie, when he plays with us, he prefers to use the controller instead of the wands. I prefer the wands. They're a lot more fun. You can move your hand and your fingers in the game, and do some obscene actions. Not that I would do that kind of thing, but if you watch the Bridge Crew lives, you'll see what I'm talking about. Gary Kyle, my Transformers. Okay, my Transformers. You need a wall of shelves for my Transformers. That was probably funnier in my head. Curtis Simpkin, hello Donnie. Fleet Boss Swiftback, to the agony booth with you, Curtis Simpkins. Donnie Pearson, hello Curtis, how was your weekend? Totally random reviews, lol, thanks Cap. Jordan Shred, walk and talk back and forth in front of the bookshelf. You need to include some page turning ASMR. Oh, you want some ASMR? I can give you some library ASMR with Captain Foley. You grab your iPad. That's right. You like the iPad, don't you? Or do you prefer the smell and the feel and the texture of old books? Like this one. This is an old Bible. Feel the leather. Listen to the creaking of the spine. And the turning of the pages. There's some library ASMR with Captain Foley. This is an old Bible that's, well, history of the Bible, that says. It's a book called History of the Bible. It's needs a new spine, but that's what it is. Yeah. Now you're done and made me gone and ruin it. Done gone and made me ruin things. Anywho, there it is. Squadron Course. If you're into Egypt, do they have Google Earth for PSVR, you can go and visit the Great Pyramids, Karnak, etc., and Street View in VR. Oh, really? I did not know that. That is good to know. Thank you for now that I know that. Stelio, you might get more subscribers with ASMR. There you go. Jordan Shred, goosebumps. Thank you, Captain. That's great, but it's going to rain here soon. Totally random reviews. Yeah, the wands are great. Wouldn't be a good helmsman that I am to Captain Foley without them. That's who you are. Forgot. Jordan Shred, what did I inspire here tonight? People are going to hate you forever for that. No, actually, I'm a better helmsman now, I think. Totally random reviews. Say it, I love helm. Stelio, can you play it with your hands on the Quest? I don't know. Chef Cook, Captain, what are your opinions on Rodimus Prime? He's an idiot. He's a whiny, complainy little bitch. Curtis Simpkins, books, and more books. Fleepa, Curtis, great. That means it's going to rain here later in the week. Laughing my ass off. Donnie Pearson, speaking of the Bible, I got both the King James and New King James versions of the Holy Bible. Well, what do you want? A medal? Just kidding. I'm kind of picking on you, Donnie, tonight. I don't mean to. Curtis Simpkins, it's going to rain here for a few days. How old is that Bible? Early 1900s? I don't know. I'd have to check. It's not a Bible. It's not a Bible. It's the history of the Bible. I do have an old Bible, but it's downstairs on the main coffee table. It's an old book. It looks exactly like that. And I don't have it because I'm religious. That's not why it's on the coffee table. It's just because it's an old book and I got like a skull on top of it, which is probably negating the whole Bible-ness of it. But I got a skull and like a little crystal ball on top of it. So it kind of negates the whole thing. But it looks cool. Jordan Shred. Lord Reader is live right now discussing if the murder of Tuvix was justified. Should crash this stream and weigh in. Okay, the Tuvix thing, it's simple. Put him through the transporter again, save his pattern, split him up into Tuvox and Neelix, and then find some protomorphous goo. I'm sure they could do that in Star Trek. They'll find it somewhere. They'll find something. And then transfer his consciousness into that. Or transfer his consciousness that's stuck in the pattern buffer into the computer and save it. Or recreate him on the holodeck. Make a holographic version of him. There's so much simpler solutions to this problem. But whatever. Stelio, why do people like Tuvix all of a sudden? He was a creep. I didn't mind Tuvix. He was kind of a creep, but it was a real moral dilemma, that's for sure. Megatron versus Galvatron. Well, Megatron. Gary Kyle, I'm into pathology and cryptozoology and UFOs. Hey, I'm into all those things as well. Cade MacArthur, if Lorca didn't turn out to be from the Mirror Universe and Ash Tyler didn't turn out to be a neutered Klingark, what would your opinion be? Of what? Discovery? It would still be alright, but not great. Redneck Trekker, VR is so cool. Have you ventured around McCoy's sickbay in VR? I like that, and the Voyager Bridge. No, how can I do the McCoy's sickbay? Where do you get that? I haven't got that. And Voyager's Bridge, nope, I haven't got that either. Tell me where you have these things. Where do you get these nice things? I want these nice things. Jordan Shred, can't say I even liked him. It's just a topic to discuss. Squadron Course, lots of cool places in Google Earth, Disney World, Universal Studios, etc. Not interactive, but nice to just explore and look at things, especially when stuck at home. Curtis Simpkins, we need Voyager and DS9 on Blu-ray. Make it happen, Captain. I wish I could. And Gary Kyle, thumbs up. Let me see what year this thing is. Look at it, piece fell off. Don't care. I'd like to get this restored at some point, though. It would be nice. It's very old, as you can see. There's some man and a ghost image of said man. All right. An illustrated history of the Holy Bible, being a connected account of the remarkable events and distinguished characters contained in the Old and New Testaments, and in Jewish history during the 400 years intervening between the time of Malachi and the birth of Christ, including also the life of Christ and his apostles, the whole embracing a period of 4,000 years with notes, critical, topographical, and explanatory. Blah, 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 300 engravings, embellished and illustrated with 300 engravings. And it was 1872. By Rand, Avery, and Fry, electrotypers and printers from Boston. But 1872. Oh, entered according to the Act of Congress in the year 1870 by Henry Bill in the clerk's office for the District of the United States and the District of Connecticut. Wow. Words. Yeah, I gotta get these, like... My other, the Bible downstairs, it's the old one like this too. It needs to be respined as well. It's a spineless book. So terrified of everything. It's got a streak of yellow in it. A yellow. Can I put it in like that? That works. That looks stupid. Ah, well. I like what you did. Made me go and move my books. Chief Cook, how many times has Optimus Prime died? Like 25, some shit like that. Gary Kyle, it's amazing how much you have and I have so much in common, but never met. LOL. Well, it's actually that amazing. I mean, you seek out things you like and can relate to on YouTube to watch. So you found the channel, you stuck around, you keep learning more, and like things attract. Moving on. Nigel McCauley, good morning from Northern Ireland. Good morning, Northern Ireland. Ash Tyler is technically the only canon in the series. I don't get it. Stelio, how many books do you own that haven't been cut yet? Or do you own any books that haven't been cut yet? No, I don't. Squadra Course, does anyone have an Enterprise D fan project from Stage 9? It got shut down by CBS, but version supported VR. Yeah, I have the final version of it on my computer, at least I had. In which case I know the developers anyway, so they could send me one. And I don't have VR for the computer, so yeah, I wish I did, because I'd like to look around it in VR, but... Jordan Shred, imagine the Quake engine, powerful, fully rendered Enterprise D was still available and viewable in VR. Thanks to that, I finally figured out how the rooms behind the bridge were laid out. Pretty simple. Look at the blueprints. Curtis Simpkin, Captain, you have a lot of books, like a lot of vinyl records, but both are great hobbies in any collection. Yeah, Sylvia's got a bunch of vinyl records as well. The record player is actually just over there. And her vinyl records are actually downstairs with the bins of my toys that are under the stairs, which we need to dig out and get up here. So, yeah, she has quite a few vinyl records herself. Redneck Trekker on YouTube, type in Star Trek 360 VR. Good stuff. TNG Bridge, TOS Bridge, Voyager. It's cool if you like that stuff. I do like that stuff very much. Can I look at it in... I probably can. Through the PlayStation. There is a YouTube app for the PlayStation. Ooh, I gotta try that now. If that works on the VR headset on the PlayStation, I will be indisposed for a while because yeah. Wow, I was way off on that book. That's amazingly old. 1 second, guys. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Yes.
Shut up. Sorry. It's also 12:15. You should go to bed soon because you have to get up early. Sorry about that. I had to tell my 15-year-old to shut up. He's getting a little too rammy. Kronos, I like this, by the way. Like what? What do you like, Kronos? Kate MacArthur, just be glad I'm not asking one of my infamous Romulan Vulcan fetish questions. Please do. Please do. Squadron Course, the last version they released didn't have VR support. It was coming soon, but they got shut down. I think they got shut down because of the VR, honestly. Trust me, that project was farther along than they had let on, so. DX2069, I'm doing my first live stream right now. It's difficult. Haha, I respect all who do it, but it's fun for sure. Oh, you're doing it right now? Don't do it now, because then I can't watch. I'd love to join you. Redneck Trekker, obviously watch it on YouTube through your PS4. Thanks. Like, obviously, duh. What are you, new? Like, as if. Squadron Course, yeah, I've been looking for an older version that has VR support. Thomas Potts. Hey, Thomas Potts. Trekyards, which book opens to the secret room? That's something I can't tell you. That's something you have to figure out on your own. Squadron Course, really sad when a project like that gets shut down. Feel bad for them. So much hard work and love for Trek. Great respect for them for trying. Yeah, and fuck CBS. Screw CBS for shutting them down because that's a bullshit, dickish, childish, moronic, petty fucking move. I got real issues with CBS. Okay, MacArthur, corrected. Ash Tyler is the only canon Klingon in the series. Fleetpaw Swiftback. Okay, he's gone. Time for me to mutiny. Mwahahaha. Shoot, he's back. Damn it. Curtis Simpkin, I'm going to get Bridge Crew again, Captain, and see if my new laptop will let me play, but it won't hurt to try anyway. Yeah, I'd love to see you in game and have you join us for the funness that is Star Trek Bridge Crew. Mr. Captain 93, Trekyards. If you weren't doing Trekyards, what would you be doing? I don't know. I'd probably still be doing the private investigation thing full time, which is depressing. Nigel McCauley, alas, I must go now. Live long and prosper. See you later, Nigel. Chris Tenorio, what if Wesley's Crusher's mind makes him a mutant? And Chef Cook, what is the worst bridge design? What is the worst bridge design? Did you just knock my boat? Dogs. What is the worst bridge design? I don't know. They're all pretty good. Jordan Shred, is it full canon or soft canon? The main shuttle bay of the Galaxy class has multi-decks and goes around the saucer section like the fan-made renders. I would say that's full canon, just because it's been supported also in the blueprints done by Rick Sternbach and Michael and Denise Okuda. So I would say it's still technically soft canon, but I prefer it hard. You know, I prefer my canon hard. I would say hard canon for that. Gary Kyle, I've been playing a lot of Legacy lately. Yeah, I just installed Legacy on the computer actually. I need to mod it though. Stelio, Discovery's bridge is too big. Yes, that's a good answer. There you go. Yeah, got it. Squadra course. Need to do a bridge crew tutorials. I'm kind of addicted to Beat Saber. We could do tutorials. That might be fun for the team to do. There was something to focus on. DO77X, the fleet in Picard reminded us of why we like different ship types, because a fleet of only one type of ship looks boring. Yes. Cade MacArthur, what are your thoughts on the Into Darkness Klingons? They're 1,000 times better than the Discovery Klingons. They're not that bad, actually. Trust me, that's not the worst thing in that movie. Let's put it that way. Corey Brown, the Columbia from Enterprise was a poor bridge. Yeah, those big posts in the way. Curtis Simpkins, JJ's bridge is the worst, but that's just me. Ooh, Curtis. Curtis might be the winner there. Chef Cook, I thought he would have said Enterprise D bridge. I love the Enterprise D bridge. Damn, son. Devo77X, it was the same bridge, it was just a few minor differences. Yes, for the Columbia. Yeah. Jordan Shred, with all the hobbies you have, are you also into or have been into Magic the Gathering? No, I'm into things that are good and things that don't suck. So I've not got into Magic the Gathering, no. No, not my thing. I'm not a Lord of the Rings fan. I'm not into Magic the Gathering, that kind of shit. I do know people that play Magic the Gathering. I don't understand the appeal, but they do it. I was never into Dungeons and Dragons or any of that either, really. But that being said, during quarantine, we've been doing it every Saturday from like 7 till 10 or 11, whatever, using D20 on the computer. Me and Sylvia and a few of our friends have been playing some Dungeons and Dragons, and I've been learning how to play, and it's actually pretty fun. So, but no, I haven't got into Magic the Gathering. Sorry. Chris Tenorio, what if Eric Soon's research in the prison is used for making synthetic Picard? Dun dun dun. Probably was. Mr. Captain 93, flip communicator or comm badge communicator? Comm badge just for convenience, but flip communicator for coolness. Jordan Shred, damn, gauntlet thrown down, ouch. Yeah, sorry. Just like I don't like Power Rangers. Squadron course, what if the USS Defiant prototype was 120 meters, 4 decks, and they scaled it up to 172 meters for the production run, so the second Defiant was bigger? That almost works, except for a shuttle bay. Would have issues docking then, probably, though, with the station. So, Cade MacArthur, I always thought that Into Darkness Klingons was a good reimagining. Yeah, it wasn't too bad. I just didn't like the jewelry pierced throughout and the masks. But, I mean, not a big deal. I kind of complained about them when I first saw them, and then I saw the Discovery Klingons, and I'm like, oh, god damn. Into Darkness Klingons, you guys are awesome. You know what I'm saying? SC Scout guy, I always thought the USS Nolan Bridge was pretty bad. I don't remember much about that bridge. I do love the Janolan, though. The Sydney class ships are awesome. I do love the Janolan. I'd have to take a look at the bridge again, but it's not a starship per se. It's more of like a transport, so I don't have a problem with it having a different style bridge. Corey Brown, I didn't think of JJ's Enterprise bridge. Nothing like a lens flare in your eye in the heat of battle, especially if you're in the especially for the tactical officer. Well, speaking of, look at the bridge of the Enterprise from Discovery. There's flashing lights, like strobe lights, at eye level behind them that flash on and off, right at eye level. So it's stupid design. Stelio, have you tried any of the Star Trek tabletop games? Oh yeah, I play Starfleet Battles with my brother all the time. I love Starfleet Battles. Never really got into FASA and the combat simulator, but wish I had. I studied the ships and the manuals and stuff, but never actually played the game of FASA. But yeah, Starfleet Battles, I've played my whole life. Love that stuff. Um, Redneck Trekker, Star Trek, TOS McCoy's Sickbay, 360 VR, very good. Also, didn't mean to sound like an ass about the PS4. I sent that before you clarified. That's okay. It's fine. I just didn't know if it would work with the YouTube app on the PlayStation, but it makes sense. I didn't know they had like 3D videos, but or 360 videos, but Mr. Captain 93, I know you think Disco has a big bridge, but didn't the Excelsior in Star Trek 3 have a large bridge? Yes, it did, but it was never really seen that much, and you didn't really get a feel for how big it was. But yeah, I don't think it was as big as the Discovery Bridge. But yes, you're absolutely right. It did have a big bridge. Chris Tenario, what if Bashir found out about the discovery from Sloane's mind? Dun dun dun. That's a great episode, by the way, where Sloane's dying and they're in his brain. I think that's awesome. And yeah, if anybody knows about Discovery, it's Picard because he mind melded with both Sarek and Spock. So, Curtis Simpkins, the Into Darkness Klingons, they look like rock and roll group. Again, that's just me. Squadron Course, the Klingons in Into Darkness are okay. No reason to go to Kronos, but they look good in my honest opinion. Devo77X, I saw a show on the Smithsonian Channel about them fixing up the original model of the Enterprise for the display. It was a crazy amount of detail they had to do. Yeah, and we knew almost everybody on that restoration team. Rick Sternbach was there, Andrew Probert was there, Doug Drexler was there, Michael Nisakuda was there, Gary Kerr was there, and a few others. And I know most of them personally, so. Katie Carr, I'm going to be very honest. I dislike the Klingons in Discovery. They don't act reasonable or honorable. They don't act or resemble the honorable Worf Klingons. I totally agree, Katie. Squadron Course, Starfleet Battles is a much better game than FASA, but FASA did a great job at some of the ship designs, in my honest opinion. See, the main difference is Starfleet Battles was TOS era. FASA was the movie era because there were different licenses for each. So yeah. So if you like the movie era, the refit styles, FASA is more your thing. If you like TOS, Starfleet Battles is more your thing. But Starfleet Battles is a more refined, streamlined game. FASA was more of a role-playing game with a combat starship simulator attached to it. So yeah, it probably wasn't as good as Starfleet Battles. But like I said, I've never really played the Starfleet, the combat simulator, so I wouldn't know. Jordan Shred, the Bridge of the USS saying he Picard finale was pretty rough on the eyes. That's true. Dark, sparse, and empty consoles. Officers stand 10 meters behind the captain's chair. That's because it was the Discovery Bridge. Redressed. Hold on just a second. I just gotta do a power saving thing. Where is it? There it is. There we go. Yeah, so my battery's gonna die, so I gotta end this soon, guys. So any last super chats or anything, put them in now. I'll try to get to them. Chef Cook, Captain, which CBS fan films this stop this time? None that I know of. SC Scout Guy, do we have any idea at all when Discovery Season 3 will air? Not yet, but we're probably expecting an announcement of at least when it'll air within the next month or so, is my thought. Katie Carr, it was pure cheap cringe for a $10 million per episode production. Yep. Zach, how are Klingons honorable when they take slaves? How are they honorable when they use a cloaking device and sneak up on people? There's a lot of contradictions there. Fleetpaw Swiftback. Yeah, we redrested the Discovery Bridge. Yep. Devo77X, the bridge of the USS Zhang, he was basically the Discovery Bridge redressed. Yes, Squadron Course. I need you to send you a copy of the RPG they made for Starfleet Battles. It's okay, but cool if you're into Starfleet Battles. I am totally into it. If they made that, I would love to see it. Fleetpaw Swiftback, not here, please. Oh yeah, yeah. No political, real world bullshit in here. Gary Kyle, I finally got to watch What We Left Behind. What a great documentary. I love the HD battle scene. Yeah, yeah. I should rewatch that actually. I saw it in theaters with Sylvia when it came out. But Chris Tenorio, Bashir tried and failed to recreate the Spore Drive. And then a question mark. I don't know. Jordan Shred, $2. I challenge the chat to not let me be the last super chat. Dun dun dun. Mr. Captain 93, ketchup chips are all dressed. Oh, that's tough, dude. Depends on my mood. I'd say probably prefer all dressed, but yeah, that's tough. That's tough. That's too close to call. Donnie Pearson, I love the DS9 documentary. I got a Blu-ray of it. Yeah, so did I in Vegas. Katie Carr, I'm talking their customs, costumes, furs, houses, and mane-like hair. The SCD Klingons are orcs, like the sound like muffled demigorgons. Yeah. Anyway, guys, that's a great place to leave off. Thank you so much. Yeah, I want to thank you guys for watching this live. It has been fun. Almost coming up on 2 hours, and like I said, my battery's going to die. So 37 people watching with 71 likes, 72 likes now, which is awesome. If you haven't hit the like button, please hit the like button. HCC, if you're still out there and you haven't hit the like button, hit the like button, the thumbs up. The analytic really helps with YouTube, and I'll be checking out one of your live streams very soon, sir. So check that out. Any more super chats would be greatly appreciated as well. But it's been a good night for super chats and for just discussion in general. I love doing these. I want to do more of them. It's just I got to get the initial energy to get it started. Once I get started, I get sucked in because you guys are awesome. So 78 likes now with 38 people watching. Again, that is awesome. Can we hit 80? Can we get 2 more people to hit like? That would be a fantastic number to hit for this one. So I know you guys keep chatting here, but I'm gonna have to say goodbye so my phone doesn't die and cut out on you guys in the middle of a sentence. I was trying to be clever there. It didn't work. You know how it is. Anywho. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. Have a good night. We're at 79 likes. One person hasn't hit like yet. You know who you are. It's a thumbs up thing. Just hit it. Just one more. That's all I want. One more, and then I'll go. One more. One more like. One more like. Donnie says 80 likes, but I still see 79. Oh, we're at the 83 now. Boom, it just jumps. Ozzy Madero's $5. What is the episode for tomorrow? What is the episode for tomorrow? I don't know if we're doing an episode tomorrow, first of all. I don't know what we're doing for our live. It might not be an episode. If it is an episode, though, it is... Oh, Menage a Troy. No, the most toys was last week. Was the last one. So it'll be Menage a Troy. That's the next one. And then Transfigurations. And then the Best of Both Worlds. So we're at the end of season 3 pretty much. So Best of Both Worlds part 2. Or part 1. Part 1. Because we're doing part 1 and then part 2 separately. So anyway, guys, that is it. Thank you very much for watching. You guys are awesome. And as always, live long and prosper. I'll see you soon. Bye, guys.